Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Jai Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Jai Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Jai Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Hello everyone, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jai Gobind and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. This is a weekly show called The Magic of Venus, where I go over the astrology of Venus for the week, what she's doing, what are the significant things going on with her and other planets, and also how that's affecting us collectively and how it's affecting you based off of your sun, moon, Venus, and rising. So I'm really excited. This week, we're going to talk about Venus making a conjunction to Pluto. I talked about it on Monday's video, which was the Starseed channel weekly message. But today, we actually get to go into your chart, which is really exciting, and to know where these things are happening. I do want to say hi to everyone that's in the chat. Welcome. Sandra, how's it going? Welcome, Nelvin. Thank you for being here. Veronica, how are you? Courtney, hello. Humble Raw, hello. And Valerie, oh yeah, thanks. Loving the glasses. Yes, we had to have the Venus vibe today. It's exciting week. With the moon this week is doing its waning thing, right? So we're going to be moving through. Today, especially, I sent out the weekly moon magic report, which is you can get those every week if you're subscribed to my email list. And I talked about how the moon is going to be moving through Aquarius and then Pisces and then Aries this week. And it is actually going to enter Taurus towards the end of the week. And when it gets to Gemini, that's when we're going to have that full moon in Gemini. I'm actually really excited about that full moon because I'm going to be doing a special preview of the amazing things that you will receive if you join the Channel for Grace Starseed membership. Actually, why don't I just show you? Let me share the screen so I can show you a little bit of this new membership. This is the very first time that we're doing this as part of this community. I have done a membership before, but nothing like this. This is going to be like next level and a very dynamic kind of membership, because you're not going to be getting just one thing, right? You're not just going to be getting, say, astrology or, meditation or astral travel. You're going to be getting like a whole array of different things, which I think is the most amazing thing about the membership. Let me transfer this over, and we are going to look at the chart. So, but for now, let me just show you this real quick. So when you go to my website, or you hit the link in the description, you can click on Starseed membership, go to the menu, click on Starseed membership, and this is what pops up. We can read a little description of it. This membership is $22 a month. And some of the things, this is what I wanted to share with you, that will be included as part of the membership. And the reason I say it's dynamic is because you're going to get like all of these things throughout the year. Sometimes you'll get more of a certain type of thing than the other. You're always going to get astrology. You're always going to get the overview of the month astrologically. We will go over the importance and the significance of the Celtic wheel. So we start with the Winter Solstice. We'll have a very special member-only live event on December 21st, and you'll have to be a member to access that ceremony, but it's going to be amazing. And most of the stuff is going to be held on Zoom. And also on my platform, my course platform, which you create, it's like a student portal, so a member portal. You have your own login and password, and you can go in there and watch all the content as the replays start coming up. But we're going to do Kundalini meditations throughout the year. We're going to do astral travel journeys, especially when there's significant stargate portals that open up. That is another thing that's part of the membership. We're going to go deeper into the new and the full moons in a more kind of intimate way. We are going to have Akashic healing chambers, which that's the preview that you're going to get on the full moon in Gemini. I'm going to do a sound healing session. I used to do these a while ago, and they're definitely coming back with some really epic new additions. And this has to do with like more instruments. Everything is like through the, the sound system. It's going to be a really beautiful, etheric experience. You're not going to want to miss that. But I'll show you guys what I mean on the full moon in Gemini, so you guys can get a preview of that. We're going to do shamanic journeys throughout the year, and I'm going to be putting up there, group energy readings as well. So definitely check this out. You can sign up for a monthly thing, which is $22 a month, or you can do the whole year for just $240. So it's a super steal. And for those of you that don't know, I am also enrolling for the Moon Goddess Training, which starts January 29th. It is going to be an epic 8-week program. And I literally just called it a mystery school because I think it's officially becoming a mystery school. So if you want to dive into the temple initiations that they used to do in ancient Egypt, ancient Atlantis, ancient Lemuria, if you want to learn how to strengthen your own intuition and what is your strongest psychic gift, if you want to learn how to step into sovereignty, if you want to learn what kind of a goddess you embody astrologically and all these goddess markings in your chart, if you want to learn about the phases of the moon and how to flow with the moon, the 13 moon centers of the woman, ritual and ceremony, embark on a 40-day journey of a powerful meditation. There's going to be more than one meditation that we're going to be doing together for 40 days. We're going to do Akashic record journeys. Oh my God. I can't even wait for that. Hermetic alchemy is a big part of this next training, and then Kundalini yogic technology. And there's a discounted rate right now and a payment plan as well, and price increases in January. And also, this is the last time that I'm going to be doing this at this rate. The next time, the program costs a total of $333. The next time that I do the Moon Goddess training, it's going to be $1,111. So $1,111. That's the number that I have gotten very clearly. So if you are thinking about it and you're curious, this is the time to sign up, because like I said, next time the price is going to go up, and you can sign up whenever, but just so you know, this is a beautiful and powerful opportunity. And this structure that is being sort of finalized coming up this year in 2022 is the structure that will kind of remain for future programs. This is going to be a really beautiful and effective way for us to experience these the 7 laws and the temple initiations. And I just absolutely can't wait to share this magic with you guys. So thank you for letting me share this. And for those of you that are signed up, like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And for those of you that are thinking about it, if you have any questions or anything that you want to ask, please send me an email. I am more than happy to talk about this. And yeah, check out my Etsy shop. I have a sale going on right now through the end of December. I have these beautiful serpent pieces, meditation pieces that you can wear during meditations, and a lot of other amazing things coming. And we have a special holiday reading going on right now. And let's see, what else is going on? Did I cover it all? I think I did. Thank you for letting me share all those amazing things. Get on my email list. That's the best way to stay in contact with everything that has to do with this channel. Okay. Also follow me on Instagram and MeWe at Channel for Grace and at Moon Goddess Training. I'm going to go back to this screen because I want to talk about Venus and the transit that she is actually doing this week, which is a conjunction to Pluto. And it's very significant because she is going to make this conjunction 3 times in the next few months. She's going to go retrograde. Let me highlight this so you can see what we're talking about here. She's going to go retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. Hello, Shannon. Welcome in. And so what's going to happen is she's going to conjunct Pluto, and this is happening on December 11th, so on Saturday. She's going to be making this powerful conjunction to Pluto. She's also going to pass over Pluto. It's like conjunct him and pass him. And then she's going to go retrograde. And then when she goes retrograde, she's going to hit Pluto again on the way back towards the sun, which will eventually she will conjunct with, but the sun will be in the sign of Capricorn as well by the time Venus conjuncts the sun. What that's going to do is create the inferior conjunction where Venus is getting ready and preparing to become the morning star. So the very earthly goddess embodiment of Venus. And then once she goes direct again, she's going to pass over Pluto again. So this is a transit that it's like it starts this week, and we're going to feel this sort of like activation of Pluto 3 times. When we take a look at what Pluto represents in astrology, he's the planet of transformation, but he's also the planet of endings and new beginnings. He is the ruler, Pluto, or what's the name? It starts with an H. I think it starts with an H. Is basically the god of the underworld. I can't remember his name. Anyways, doesn't matter. But this is talking about the world of the underworld, which basically symbolizes things that are buried, like things that are hidden. And these things are hidden either because they've been pushed away or they're just waiting to come to the surface. When they come to the surface, what happens is they unearth things. They shake things up. Hades, thank you. I was going to say Harold, but I was like, it's not Harold. Oh my God, but Hades, yes. So you're talking Venus and Hades Venus with Hades in the underworld, right? So Pluto is about rebirth. It comes up, it gets unearthed. The earth the earth has to be like dug up, like things need to be shaken up. Pluto is also connected to the Tower card and shamanic death rituals and symbolic death rituals and endings and beginnings, right? It's a rebirth. Also associated with the phoenix that rises from the ashes. When we go through these difficult transformations in life, we have to let go and release of whatever no longer is kind of serving us anymore in our current lives. And then we get to learn something new. So the process tends to be very uncomfortable. Pluto transits tend to be really uncomfortable because they ask you to let go and to be reborn. But in order to do that, you really have to let go of parts of yourself. You have to like give in to that transformation. It is like the caterpillar that becomes a butterfly. It has to stop being a caterpillar. There's nothing in the butterfly that says I was once a caterpillar. Cellularly, and this is like scientific, there's no cells in a butterfly that used to like that when you study them, they're like, oh, that is very similar to a caterpillar cell. No, it's not the same thing. It's completely different. Hello, and welcome in, Maricela and Sunflower Jenny. Welcome in, you guys. So it's not the same thing. You're talking a completely like DNA, full DNA activation, the transcendence. That's a really good word to describe this Venus transit. It's very transcendent. We are transcending our shadows into gifts, and that's what Pluto helps us do. So it's no coincidence that during this very powerful retrograde that only happens every 18 months with Venus, and Venus is has a very beautiful sacred geometrical transit and through the sky, and like journey through the sky, through space, through in our solar system, in relationship with Earth and the sun. She was the planet that the Mayans looked at and based their entire Mayan calendar off of, was Venus. And she has these very predictable cycles. It's sacred geometry. So it's like she's making the flower of life as she transits through the sky in relationship to the Earth and the sun. So it's no joke. Like Venus transits, they have to do with love and beauty. That's what she rules. But they really have to do with relationships. So what would a Venus in Capricorn teach us? A Venus in Capricorn is teaching us to step into ownership. Hello, Christy Ann. Welcome in, of our relationships. A Venus in Capricorn is teaching us how to become more responsible, to not waste our time anymore, to be more ambitious and to focus more on the success of our relationships, working hard so that for ourselves, taking care of ourselves, but working hard so that we understand ourselves at such a deep level that that higher perspective that you have once you understand yourself is something that it helps you in your relationships, because then you can understand others. You really can't understand others unless you really truly understand yourself. And the only way to understand yourself is to go through those shamanic death rituals. They're very powerful and intense and uncomfortable experiences, but they are the only way through. It is the only way that we really learn in the third dimension. And that's why a lot of us as starseeds, a lot of us identify as starseeds. A lot of you guys have had, starseed readings, and your starseed markings and, the qualities of those starseed markings and how you embody them in your natal chart. But a lot of us that chose to come here to this planet and incarnate at this time have chosen a difficult path, like a Plutonian path, I guess you could say, right? It is the ego medicine. It is the path of the ego. It is the path that takes you the quickest from here to there. And the quickest way to get from here to there is to literally feel like you got run over by the bus. And then you have to heal, and you didn't have a choice. And it came out of nowhere. But we've had these, traumatic experiences in our life, especially in childhood, because we needed to be activated in this kind of Plutonian and Saturnian way early on, because we had to be at a certain place in our own evolution, in our own understanding of ourselves, in our own enlightenment, in our own transcendence, so that when we get to that certain age, we are able to give back. And that's the whole point, is that we're here to be the light, right? We're also light workers. Starseeds are light workers. You work your light by stepping into your sovereignty. You work your light by stepping into your full, sovereignty and your full essence of who you are. And that doesn't come unless you've done the work, unless you've dealt with your shadows, unless you've transcended your shadows into gifts. And then some of us even get glimpses and experience the divine gifts that come from transcending the whole duality, right, left, wrong, right, dark, light. The duality of life is a part of life. It's a part of this third dimension. However, when you transcend that, you literally move beyond it, and it's beautiful to have those glimpses. And that's for us, we think of hierarchy in terms of ascension or whatever, but it's not really a hierarchical thing. Ascension or enlightenment is more of a leveling. It's more of a balancing. So you stop going up and down so much in life, and you start just being even, right? Like the middle path, the middle way, like the Buddha used to teach. So that's what we're learning through these powerful situations. But this is happening this week, this Venus conjunct Pluto. And really what Pluto also gives is a desire for more depth in our relationships. Like go deeper, like understand it from, like it's no longer a surface. Pluto is not on the surface. Pluto is the opposite of being like on the surface. You go deeper. You go to those dark places. You go and you see and you be there and you experience them and you like deal with it. And this also makes us desire that depth in our relationship. So surface things no longer give us what we need, because Venus is what we desire. So with Pluto, a conjunction to Pluto, we desire that deep, soulful connection. We desire that change. We desire to step into sovereignty and ownership of our relationships. And the way that we do this is by going into those dark caves, right? Into those dark, the shadows that are difficult to face, but so important. And that's what we're going to talk about. This is going to happen again, like I said, and I'll be covering, more of it. Definitely want to get on the membership, because Venus and the transits of Venus and the phases of Venus are going to be something that are included in the membership, the Starseed membership. But for today, we're going to focus on where this theme is going to be happening for you based off of your sun, moon, Venus, and rising. And I'll tell you where it's all happening. And then what I will also do is today we're going to use the astrology cards. So we've got the awesome astro cards, and I'm going to also use the astro dice. So this is the best way to like read these kind of readings. First, watch your rising sign, and then watch sun, moon, and Venus and add to the rising sign. So when I tell you what house something is happening in, I'm saying this is for your rising sign. When I pull the cards and when I go over the astro, this is oracle reading. So this is more like intuitive channeling. This is for sun, moon, and Venus energies. So just so you have a little idea of how to kind of navigate the energy. But let me say a little prayer, clear these cards, and we'll dive right into where this is happening in your chart. Thank you, spirit guides, angels, and teachers, for being here with us this evening. Please clear the energy of these cards as well as my energy, so I can be that open vessel and that channel for grace, for wisdom, for intuition, and these beautiful messages to flow through to everyone that's watching this video live and everyone that's watching the replay, and anyone that finds their way into this beautiful, beautiful information. So let us begin with Aries. So Aries, sun, moon, Venus, and rising. This is a transit that is going to be happening in your 10th house. So this is the 10th house transit. What does that mean? The 10th house is about career, and the 10th house is also about life path. We have been talking about this theme. It's going to be recurring for a long time, right? It's going to be a recurring thing because Venus in Capricorn is in Capricorn for 5 months total. So think about this as where you're going to feel a lot of these issues coming up and a lot of these things showing up in your relationship. So what kind of relationships does, show up in your career house? Hello, Dunier. Welcome in. This is business relationships, but this is also your relationship to your life path and your relationship to your career, and how are you stepping up and how are you showing up in the world in a sovereign way. That is what the Aries, energy is. Aries rising especially. And now for sun, moon, and Venus, we pulled the Aquarius card. So another thing, hello, Melanie, welcome in. Aquarius is about the people. So being of service, but being of service by way of sharing your beautiful gifts with the world. Aquarius is also like, where's your uniqueness? Sharing your uniqueness with the world. Where are you different, and how can you offer something different to the world that not everyone else can? It's just you and your special way. Now we pulled from the astro dice for Aries. We've got Saturn in Scorpio. Holy shit. In the fifth house. Actually, this is exactly where I have my Saturn in Scorpio in the fifth house. Hey, babe, how's it going? So I know exactly what this energy feels like. And I know exactly what it feels like to go through a Saturn MF return in Scorpio. It is no fun. Death is a real thing with Saturn in Scorpio return. Anyways, that was like a side note. But Saturn in Scorpio is that Plutonian death. So it's a deep dive into that responsibility, because Saturn is the one that rules the energy of Capricorn. Scorpio is the sign that rules Pluto. We're talking about Venus in the fifth house of creativity and passion. It's ruled by Leo, the sun, but this is about you expressing yourself. And Aries, this is important for you to step into your sovereignty. You're going to have to take ownership of those highs and lows, but especially of going through those powerful transformations in your life that will actually activate your creativity and your passion. This is a big thing. Your creativity and passion are being activated because you are focusing on your life path. You are focusing on your career and how you're going to show up for the world. And you have to remember that it's like your style of doing it. That Aquarius energy, that Aquarius card is, do it in your style, do it your way. That is the most important thing to remember for this week. Next, we have Taurus. Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. So Taurus is having this powerful conjunction happening in their ninth house. So for you, it's about expanding your mind, exploring new worlds, both physically, but also mentally, emotionally, spiritually, exploring new worlds, expanding yourself, going beyond what you thought was possible, moving just beyond it. It's uncomfortable because expansion always, like, what precedes expansion is contraction. And so that's one of the laws of the universe, right? Like as above, so below, but also the law of correspondence, which is like, if you contract, you're going to expand. And if you expand, you're eventually going to contract. That's a flow, right? It's a frequency, it's a vibration, it's a wavelength. And so expansion is preceded by contraction. And then also after you expand so much, you do end up contracting again and kind of going within and learning and processing everything that you learned and all the ways that you cleared, your energy. And so interestingly enough, for you, Venus, which is the planet that we're talking about, if you have, especially if you're a Taurus rising, Venus rules your chart. You are ruled by Venus. So any Venus transits are going to feel very heavy, like very intense for you. You got the retrograde card, of course, because we're talking about Venus going retrograde. So pay attention to how you feel during this Venus retrograde and the fact that it's got happening in your ninth house of expanding the mind, but also reaching new horizons. It's a really beautiful energy. The retrograde is also saying that this is the retrograde card. This is a reflective time. This is a week to reflect on everything that's going on. You got, oh wow, look at this. Jupiter in Sagittarius, which is Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. Not to mention the greater benefic. He meshes really well with Venus energy, and this is in the sixth house. So what you want to focus on is, remember, Sagittarius and Jupiter rule the ninth house. This is where this is happening. Hello, Traylene, welcome in. For you in your chart, if you're Taurus rising, but Jupiter in Sag is about, like, there's nothing holding you back. And the way that you focus on expanding this week is focus on being here in the moment. How can you bring more focus? How can you bring more attention? How can you bring more devotion into your everyday life? How can you bring that desire to grow and reach new horizons, but right here in this moment? When you focus on that, you will see the magic really start to happen in your life. Next, we've got Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. Gemini is having an 8th house transit. So Pluto in the 8th is already a deep, intense, transformational time for you. This is a long theme for you because Pluto is a long transit. So that's been going on in the background for a long time. Now Venus comes up to it, right? That doesn't happen usually. So now that this is happening, you are being asked to kind of pause and observe everything that's been changing, everything that's been transforming, all of the ways that you have been rising like the phoenix. This is what is happening. Venus says, all right, now let's take a look at all of the ways that you have been going through these shamanic death rituals and the towers are falling. And let's take a look at rebuilding so that you're moving more towards the energy of being organized, reorganizing your life, reorganizing your relationships, reorganizing what you desire for. This is a moment to reorganize yourself. You did get the card of Juno. And Juno, this is beautiful because Juno is the asteroid of marriage. We also refer to her as the asteroid of like unions, sacred unions, soulmate unions, relationships with people that you feel like they're meant to be in your life for a reason. Really powerful things. But this is also the asteroid of commitment. So this is about committing to your journey. Committing to your journey. That is what this is going to feel like. This message is really very powerful for me. Wow, look at this. So you also got Saturn in Scorpio. This is where, you guys, this is dice. It's not like we get the same thing over and over. Saturn in Scorpio in the 11th house. Okay. So you have to take ownership of how you're sharing yourself with the world. You have to do it in a way that you are presenting to the world not only your uniqueness, not only like your flavor of how you share yourself, but you're doing it in the way that comes from the deepest depths of your soul. And when you do that, what's going to happen is like not being afraid to just dive in. Taking that energy of Capricorn where everything is happening, which is Saturn, and diving in. And being like, this is really what I'm here to do. Stepping into responsibility, but ownership of your life and your mission. And you have been transforming because of this, Pluto and Capricorn transit that's been going on in your 8th house. So very powerful energies that are coming to, for you, it's more of a, let's understand what's been going on. That's what's coming up. Cancer. Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. So Cancer is having a 7th house transit. Hello, Rebecca. Welcome in. Yes, Sandra. She says, I feel it too. Yes. So Cancer, this is a 7th house transit. So for you, this has to do with relationships, partnerships, business partnerships, relationships in general. You're looking for more depth in your relationships. You're needing that depth. You're needing the transformation that Pluto has been, embarking and like creating for you has been about centered around relationships. And some of you may feel this more in terms of like romantic relationships, but like stepping into more, first of all, owning yourself within your relationships. That's a big part of what's going on for Cancer. You're understanding yourself at a deeper level, therefore you can understand others at a deeper level. And when that happens, relationships evolve, right? They themselves become more connected. The connection strengthens. You get the card of the 3rd house. The 3rd house is ruled by the planet Mercury. So we're talking the magician, the hermetic alchemist. We're talking communication. So the focus of this week for you is clear communication, precise communication, and things moving really fast. Things are moving really fast this week for you. That's what Mercury does. He's like the fastest planet. So things are just moving fast and they are feeling like maybe it can be overwhelming for this kind of energy to be like fast moving. However, this is actually a message of the communication has to be clear because whatever you activate will happen fast. It will like get there faster. Let's see what the Astro dice have to say. So we got Neptune, which is the planet of intuition. Oh, interesting. In the sign of Capricorn. That's so funny. A lot of the planets in my natal chart are coming out. Neptune in Capricorn, what a weird energy, right? Capricorn is like the opposite of Cancer. Cancer is the moon, and the moon is the most intuitive, right? The moon is like the one that flows and understands that sacred divine feminine flow. But Capricorn is more like, it is a feminine sign. It's not a masculine sign. A lot of people think it's a masculine sign, but it's not. It's actually a feminine sign. And to me, it's like, think of the crone. The triple goddess energies, the Capricorn embodies the crone. It's the wise woman, the grandmothers, the ancestors. So there is a powerful thing about Neptune in Capricorn, which is about activating the wisdom in your life that comes through from experiences that you've had, not just in this life. It come from past lives. Neptune is the infinite. Neptune is, the Akashic. Neptune is like all those experiences that you've had that go beyond this lifetime. And that's what's being asked of you. And this is all being focused on in the second house. The second house is about, for one, values, money, finances, your sense of self-esteem. How you value yourself is how you value others. What you value in yourself is what you're going to value in others. And that's important to remember, because some people may not value that in themselves, and they may not value that in you. So if you're not aware of that, it can cause, friction. But you are being asked to expand your intuition, to listen to the wisdom that you bring from lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes, and to do it in a way that helps you to connect to this planet, to planet Earth, which is also ruled by Taurus, which is the second house energy. It's actually really beautiful for Cancer. All right, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising Leo. What's going on for Leos? Leos have this transit happening in their sixth house, especially if you are a Leo rising. So having this transit happening in the sixth house of work and being present is about focusing on the here and the now. So your attention is being called to the present. So if you're someone who likes to go off and in your mind and live somewhere else, this may be difficult, because when we're asked to be present, that's when we have to face the things that we do, right? Like the habits, the stories, the scripts that we run all the time. That's when we have to face the shadows, because we like to escape. There's a lot of things that we use to help us escape. We use food, we use drugs, we use just any kind of distractions that take you away from the present moment, and you're going in the opposite direction of what the universe is asking you to do, especially when it comes to relationships. And relationships are important for Leo, because Leo is very loyal. I think it's the most loyal sign, right? It's the lion. So loyalty is very important to Leo. So being more present for your relationships is being asked of you right now. We also, thanks. We also have, we pulled the Scorpio card for you. Scorpio, by the way, these are such cool cards. This actually shows what the constellation looks like. This is Scorpio. We're talking about Pluto, right? Conjunction with Venus and Pluto. Scorpio is the ruler of Pluto. So the Scorpio card is saying, go deeper. Find a way to dive deeper, but be present. Do it how can you be more present? By diving deeper into the things that feel uncomfortable. That's what that card is saying. And then, oh my God, how cool. You got the moon in the sign of Gemini. So this is a message for the full moon that's going to be happening in Gemini coming up in the first house. So moon in Gemini is your feelings connected to a very logical energy. Gemini is very logical. It's the mind. But it's also really powerful because, you know, Mercury, who is the ruler of Gemini, is actually the ruler of astrology because he's the Hermetic alchemist. He's Hermes Mercurius Trismegistus. Trismegistus means thrice great, like 3 times great. No one's that fucking great. But Hermes and Thoth, he is, right? That's why Mercury is such a powerful energy in astrology. But the moon is your emotions. Gemini is your mind, and the first house is your identity, or how you identify yourself, how other people see you. So the thing with the moon in Gemini, it can try to avoid the deeper feelings because it tries to just understand things in a logical way. However, it is also mind that exists, and only mind. The universe is mind. That's one of the laws of the universe. The universe is mind. So if you understand that, you understand the magic that lives in the frequency and the waves and the vibrations of the mind. So aligning your emotions, the moon, with your mind, your thoughts, Gemini, to understand yourself better, your identity, is the best way that you're going to move through this transit. It's like find that balance between heart and mind, and you'll understand yourself better. Whoa, that was actually really powerful, Leo. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. Traylene says, I'm omniscient. I'm 15 minutes ago and here. Oh, that's funny. Pawan, hello, welcome in. Okay, so Virgo, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. So you are actually having the 5th house transit. It can be really cool and then it can be really intense because the 5th house is also, you're welcome, Nelvin, the 2nd chakra. The color is orange. The element is water. And the energy is creativity, flow, as well as sexual energy. Kundalini, the rising of Kundalini, DNA activation. When your 2nd chakra is not clear or blocked, or it's going on overtime, or there's too much going on there, it's going to affect your creativity. That's the 5th house, your creativity. So if you feel like you're not being creative right now, what's happening is you're off balance in this chakra. You're off balance in this energy. So what you want to do is go deeper. Pluto, Venus, go deeper and ask yourself also, what do you truly desire? What do you truly want? What do you truly desire? Because if you don't know the answer to that, then the answer that comes out is not under your control. It's not under your sovereignty. It is under something else. Something else is controlling it. And in essence, you're giving your power away. You don't want to give your power away. You want to be in control. And the way that you do that is you understand what's going on. Hello, welcome in. Okay, you got the trine. There's also the pyramid, so sacred geometry. This is actually beautiful. It's the Trinity. The Trinity of life, right? Father, Son, Holy Spirit. That's one example. It's just like the energy of one split into 3 so that we can understand it better. But really, it's a very stable and solid energy, a pyramid. The trine is a harmonious connection, something that brings in balance. It brings in peace into your life. So let's see what the dice say. Where is this trine, this balance energy supposed to be focused towards? While you get the south node. So what sign is your south node in? Think about that right now. Aquarius. South node in Aquarius in the 3rd house. So south node is there. This is a time of lessons. You're learning how to let go of being too focused. This is interesting. So there's a few different things. There's a few different messages found within this. So let's go one by one. South node is about past life lessons, karma, karmic cycles, but also things that you are comfortable with. This is your comfort zone. So right now you're really like hanging out in your comfort zone and you're not going any further. And that's the reason why you may feel stuck. Your creativity may feel stuck and it's not flowing because you're staying in your comfort zone. Now, Aquarius asks you to go outside of your comfort zone. So that's important. But also, a South Node in Aquarius is about letting go of the fact that maybe in a past life, you were persecuted for being unique, right? We're talking fifth house of passion and creativity. That's uniqueness. That's your uniqueness, your own way to be creative. So in a past life, you may have felt persecuted because of your uniqueness. And so now you're learning how to shine your light. But shining your light fully in this world cannot be done unless you deal with the shadows, right? So we're dealing with dualities. If you think of what would be at the opposite end of a South Node in Aquarius, it would be a North Node in Leo. And that's ruled by the sun. And that's why I'm saying you got to shine your light. Right now, you're learning how to shine your light. But you still feel the fear of being rejected, the fear of being persecuted for that uniqueness, for that light, for that passion, for that creativity. And so staying in the comfort zone of I don't want to risk it because I don't like the way it feels to be rejected or whatever the story is going to keep you there and you're not going to move forward. But this is where this energy is focused, fifth house. So you have to clear what's going on in your second chakra. You have to clear what's going on with your creativity and your passion so that you can fully step into full expression of it, the third house, the clear expression of that creative force, which really only you know. When it comes through, the way that you know it comes through is you feel magnetic, amazing, light, like you're flowing, you feel free. It's freeing to be creative because that's our essence. That's our true essence, is creative beings of light. So there you go, Virgo. Another really powerful reading. Libra, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. Libra is having a fourth house transit. So this has to do with your family. This has to do with people in your life that feel close to you, that feel like family. This can also bring up childhood trauma. This is something that's part of the fourth house. So when you look at your fourth house in your chart and you see what sign is at the cusp, what planets are in it, it can give you a lot of insight into your dynamic with your family. You get the lunar eclipse card. And we just had a lunar eclipse. It was a partial lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus. And it was on Algol, which was a very intense activation. Then 2 weeks later, we had that new moon's total solar eclipse in Sagittarius. It was like just a few days ago. Hello, Rebecca. Welcome in. And Stephanie, welcome in. And these things, what they're saying is that this is a time of revolution, like powerful realizations, such intense changes. It's almost like you can't keep up with it, but that's the point, is a quantum leap. Eclipses are quantum leaps. You can change the timeline. You can move, you can take a quantum leap forward. And that's what's happening for you right now. You're having experiences of quantum leaps. You get the moon in the sign of Virgo in the 12th house. So the moon says pay attention to your feelings. The moon in Virgo says analyze things, but don't overanalyze things. Because when you overanalyze, you lose the magic of the 12th house. You lose the mystery of the 12th house. You lose that, you sever your connection to the divine when you get too analytical and too critical and too logical. You can lose that connection because the connection to the divine is there is no definition of it. So when we try to define it and analyze it and put it into a box, we're severing the connection. So don't overanalyze things. This is what this is saying. Let yourself be present, Virgo, with your emotions. Feel what you're feeling, but understand that if you try to make sense of it too much, you lose the magic of it. You lose the mystery of it. So don't try to make sense of it too much. Let it be. Let your emotions be your guide. Abraham Hicks always says, our emotions are our guiding system, and they tell us what direction we're going. What do you think a joyful feeling, a happy, a gratitude energy is going to mean? It's going to mean you're moving in the right direction. And what do you think the opposite of those emotions are going to feel? You're going in the wrong direction. Or you're going towards a direction that's like, the quick shift, the quick change. The negative emotions will lead you eventually to the positive emotions. However, it's a rough ride, right? So you're choosing the rough ride. Don't choose the rough ride. Choose the easy ride. Choose the middle path. Find the balance between the two, and you'll see that the magic will start to appear in your life. All right. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. You are having a third house transit. So for you, this is about understanding and understanding how you're like portraying and communicating to others. This is a big theme for you, Scorpio, during this time of Venus in Capricorn and these, this Venus retrograde in Capricorn and these conjunctions with Venus and Pluto. You're shifting your way of communicating what you want to say. Something is deeply changing. Something is deeply unfolding for you. And the reason why it's such a big deal is because people may be used to you speaking and expressing yourself in a certain way, but that's changing because you're finding a new way. I mean, this is a Pluto transit. So especially if you're a Scorpio rising, you're ruled by Pluto. So these types of Plutonian transits are not uncomfortable for you in the sense that you're not afraid of them. Like many people are afraid because they don't want to do that. They don't want to go through those intense, gnarly tower moments, right? And so there's a new, more clear way to express yourself. You desire to do this. This is something that you're desiring right now, to not waste time, to be clear about what you want to say and how you want to say it. And that's the focus of what this energy is for you. You get the fifth house, which is the house of creativity and passion. If you focus on being creative, letting your creativity flow through your expression, it'll be easy for you to figure out what to do. It'll be easy. It won't be difficult. So you just have to stay in that creative space. You get the North Node, which is about, it's time to go outside of your comfort zone. In the sign of Virgo, interesting. So focusing more on the present. Going outside your comfort zone in this case is being present, because you may be somebody who likes to escape and like run away, but you need to be more present. And the reason that's hard because it's outside of your comfort zone. And then you get also the third house. So this is about going outside of your comfort zone to be present with your experience of expression and of speaking your voice and speaking your truth. Very intense transit. All right, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. Sagittarius is having a second house transit. So you may be noticing that a lot of the systems of like how you get abundance into your life and how much, and your system of values, you're desiring something very strongly right now. And what you're desiring is to be more ambitious about money and finances, and like to have strong self-esteem so that you can create the life that you want and feel good and comfortable and secure. That's what's going on. So that desire is going to mean that there are certain things that just don't fit anymore that have to be released. And in a way, you're becoming new by way of understanding your relationship with the material world, your specific relationship with the material world. You also get the seventh house. So there's something that you're dealing with that has to do with relationships, or a relationship or general, or relationships in general, that is affecting your interactions when it comes to this, how you value yourself and your sense of self-esteem. All of those things are really important. Look at this. You get Venus, holy moly, in the sign of Libra, where it rules in the ninth house, which is your house. The ninth house is the house of Sagittarius. So Venus in Libra is a strong energy, but this is about your desire is to find harmony. And as you find harmony, you realize that you will be home. Find harmony in your relationships and you will feel at home again. That's the message. Find the balance and the harmony so that you can feel at home again. And that's whatever that means for you specifically. All right, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. You're having a first house transit. So for you, this has to do with so what's changing, what you're being confronted with is like changes and shifts in your personality, in how you define yourself. How do you define yourself? You are desiring right now to understand yourself better. The square. This week is a challenge. It's a 90-degree turn. That's what squares are. They are 90-degree angles. So you're going in one direction, right? And you come to a head, and the 90-degree angle says, "Oh, we're turning. We're making a full 90-degree turn, and we're going that way now." That's why it's a challenge, because you have to like rearrange things. You have to turn and look a different way, and that's really important. Look in a different direction. Don't try to figure out the issues and problems in your life in the same way that you always try to. Do something different. Make that turn. You get Venus, your desires, in Aries. It's a very impulsive and masculine energy. Venus in Aries is about going for the things that you love. Don't question those instinctual desires. You need to trust them. And then the 10th house, which is the house that it's your home, the house of Capricorn. This is about trusting your instincts, trusting those desires that will guide you intuitively in the right direction. And then when you do that, you will feel more at home. I like that. That's actually really beautiful. All right, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising, you guys are having a 12th house transit. So you're going to experience this in a much more ethereal way than all of the other signs. You're going to experience this in a way that feels like you can't really put your finger on it and you can't really define it. But the moment where you will feel the truth come through is when that moment where Venus conjuncts the sun and makes that Cassini point with the sun. The Cassini point literally means in the heart, in the center. When Venus makes that Cassini point, and that's going to happen on January 8th, you will feel a powerful wake-up call and a deep understanding of what it all means for you. This Venus in Capricorn transit. You get Neptune, the planet of intuition, in Gemini, channeling the messages. Write things down. The messages that you're receiving, write them down, journal them, put them down on paper. Don't let them just pass by. There's something important that you need to pay attention to, because when you listen to what's coming through intuitively for you, you're going to be able to express yourself more easily, and you're going to be able to focus more. The 6th house, you're going to be able to be more present for everything that happens. All right, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. You're having an 11th house transit with this. So the desire here is you want to be seen. In the 11th house, people want to be seen for what their uniqueness. So you want to be seen for your uniqueness. You definitely do. This is something really powerful. However, in order to be seen in your uniqueness, what you need to do is let go of your past. Because I think it's the past that's holding you back. It's also the resistance to facing reality. What's actually going on versus what you think is going on, or what you're like pretending is going on. The story, the script that you're telling yourself about what's going on may be different than the actual reality of what's going on. Facing the reality of your situation is something that is really, really important for you to do right now. And when you face that reality, for Pisces, it's hard to face reality. Pisces lives in the ethereal world. They prefer vagueness. But facing your reality means getting specific, which is the opposite. It's Virgo. It's not Pisces, right? So getting clear and specific about what are you sharing? What are you giving off? How are you actually being seen versus how you think you're being seen? It's a big deal. You get the last square, which is a time of transition. It's a time of letting go. It's also a time of forgiveness and a time of adaptation. The last quarter square is about you're committing. You need to commit. You need to decide you need to just fully be there, fully show up for yourself and fully show up for the people that you're wanting to serve. You get the sun, your soul, your essence. Ooh, in Virgo. I like this. In the 4th house of the home. Okay, what does this mean? Sun is you, your soul. That deeper essence of you is asking you to be more present, Virgo, to pay attention, to be here, to focus on the reality of things. Don't be afraid to be here. Yes, you love floating in the stars, but it's time to come down back to earth, because there is a very specific theme, and it's the 4th house of the home and family that needs your attention. This is relationships that feel like home. This is relationships that have to do with people that you love. But this is at home. This is saying be more present at home. Your soul is calling you to be more present. And when you step into more presence and you're not afraid to face the reality of things, you will feel at home. You will realize that you were always home. So beautiful. Oh my God, you guys, that was amazing. Thank you all for being here and listening to these beautiful messages. Definitely, if you came in late, definitely check out all the links in the description. Get on the email list, download the free Moon Astrology Guide, sign up for our Starseed membership. Our first event is a member-only private Winter Solstice ceremony, and the Winter Solstice is one of the two most powerful times of the year. The Winter Solstice and the Summer Solstice are the two most powerful times of the year. So we begin the membership with the Winter Solstice, and I will guide you through a beautiful ceremony, but you'll have to be a member to be a part of that. We have the special holiday reading still going on through the end of December, a Etsy sale, my crystal serpent meditation headpieces, the Moon Goddess training. We are enrolling, and we are rolling. And we're moving forward. This has literally been embodied this time as a official mystery school. If you want to go through the mystery schools, you want to sign up for this training. You're welcome, you guys. Also, there's a new thing that's emerging from the Moon Goddess training, and I'm thinking of doing some level 2 or master classes that that branch out of the Moon Goddess training that you can sign up for if you have done a Moon Goddess training before, because the Moon Goddess training will be the basis. And then these classes that I'm going to start offering in 2022 are going to like dive deeper into the topics that we cover in the Moon Goddess training. So, dude, I am so excited about everything that's happening, everything that's coming. 2022 is going to be a beautiful year. I feel like it's going to be a lot nicer than 2021 has been. We'll get to experience a lot more harmony because the number 2 is a little more harmonious, energetically, just the way it feels. So again, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for your support. I will be back on Friday, and we are going to do some mini readings. Yes, I know, it's very exciting. And then next week, we're back to full moon week. We're going to have a full moon in Gemini. I will be live every day next week, and I'm going to do a very special ceremony. It's going to be a preview of the Starseed membership for everyone that wants to see what these Akashic healing chambers are going to be like. Here we go. Yes, Moon Goddess member here, ready to ascend. I love it. Thank you again, and I'll see you very soon. Satnam.